Hello, friends. Welcome back to another episode of Sunday Sessions with Rich podcast. If you are new to my channel, welcome. I post episodes every Sunday. I've taken a bit of a hiatus just to restructure some things, but we're back on the flow. On today's episode, Magaly stops by. She's a Latina healer, subconscious mind coach, business mentor, and all in all, a great person. Magaly, welcome back to the show.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. And I'm honored to be here and share whatever comes up as the last time we kind of like allowed ourselves to just get into it. So yes.
Mhm. I gave you a mini red carpet, but please let us know who you are and amazing services and things that you got going on.
Yes, yes. So I am right now in a bit of a transition. So I'll give you a quick little background story of how I started off to where I am now. So I started off as a transformation coach and healer. I got into business coaching. I've continuously worked in the sales background in terms of the day job. And then since my ayahuasca journey, I mean, I'm continuing
Oh
to work through
yeah.
with people with the subconscious mind and business, but after my ayahuasca journey, I have been called to probably kind of like start from scratch and like really like let go of the labels, let go of what I should be doing with the should haves and the could haves, and kind of just allow myself to just kind of like unfold again. It's an interesting space to be in.
Talk because I forgot you did do the ayahuasca journey. For those who don't know what ayahuasca is, and I do want to know about that, just kind of talk us through how did that come about?
That's a great question. And I love sharing this because I feel like it was so spirit guided. So, for one, as I mentioned before, I've been in the healing and transformation space for now, I think like 10 years, 9 to 10 years. Because I was in it for so long, I've heard of ayahuasca. It fascinated me. However, I never felt called to it. I was just like, I'm good.
Mm.
So literally last year, what are we, 2024 now, 2023, back in March, a friend of mine who was not in the spiritual journey at all. I'm having a little problem right now.
It's okay. You're fine.
Give me
You're fine.
1 second.
All good.
I'm
All
so
good.
sorry.
All good. Okay. You're fine. Mm, 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 mm. What's up, guys? Mm, 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 mm.
Okay, sorry about that.
No, you are good. You are good.
So March of last year, 2023, a friend of mine who's not into spirituality, she had just dived into her awakening phase after taking one of my intensives. And she, like, just the intensive alone, this one service that I offer brought awareness to all of her patterns. Not all of, well, everything that she knows that she wanted to work on at that moment. So she calls me up and says, "Have you heard of ayahuasca?" And I'm like, "Yes, I
Mm.
have." And she goes, "I'm going, and it's in Florida. So you don't have to travel to South America," which is where I thought was the only place I would go
Right.
to. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going. Literally, I didn't think about it. I was just like,
A clear yes.
it was like I can't even tell you, like a boom, like you said, clear
Yeah.
yes, but like my body was like, just do it.
Just
There
do
was
it.
no
Yeah.
thinking, no hesitation. I was just like, do it.
I love
And I
that.
booked it.
Fuck. So when you hear about ayahuasca, you think of it like a psychedelic like thing. I think did Aaron do ayahuasca too? Don't know if she did. I feel like Aaron's probably done a lot. But is it like this, like you stripping everything that you know? Like, what was your experience with it when you did?
So my experience was like the first time, because remember, I just did it again two months ago. Or
Oh shit.
yeah, I did it again the second time. Thought I would never do it again. The first time I did it was absolutely terrifying.
Wow. Wow.
Terrifying. I laugh now, but it was terrifying. It was, I want to say, traumatic. These are some really rough words, but I'll tell you why. Because it brought up all of the things that I thought I had cleared and
Hmm.
more. Because when I went in, I said, Spirit, show me everything. I'm ready to heal. I'm ready to heal for me, my generations. It was the most, I cried so much. It was Friday night. I did a journey Saturday morning, Saturday night. I cried. I threw up Saturday night, cried. I didn't stop crying. Saturday morning, same thing. Sunday night, same thing. I left not only like 10 pounds lighter, probably more, but
Yeah.
like my eyes were swollen because it gets me emotional every single time I think about it. It brought to light all of the things that I was doing from a space of, so let's give you the best analogy because it's kind of like what they did and it's what they say too. It took me to my deathbed and it showed me like me going back in time and showing me how I was seeing situations
Mhm.
that had happened with my higher self.
Damn.
So I had a lot of issues with my parents. So I was looking at my parents, let's say as a kid,
Right.
and I saw their struggle and
Mm.
it was I was like nonstop crying. I saw myself in my mother's womb.
Whoa.
I felt the emotions of what she felt at that time from a higher perspective, and I was able to see her with eyes of compassion. I saw my dad as a child, which was insane. And spirit showed me things that he went through, or he may have what, you wonder, right? Like all you have is your faith. And it's like
Right.
what I was shown was like reasons why he was the way he was. So I was like nonstop in this space where it was just like, oh my goodness, like I can't believe here I am. I thought I forgave my parents and I
Yeah.
wasn't. I was judging them. I
Mm.
was being so hard on them. I blamed them for so much. And it was like, I just wanted to get back and like be like, I'm so sorry. Like
Yeah, I
it
understand now.
just was crazy. Oh, you're kidding.
She's trying to come for some cameo time.
My puppy was crying
Oh,
before, but
he's so cute.
he's
Get
he's
your
our
ass up
world right
here.
now.
So when I know that typically when we say we understand, can you get off the camera, please? I love you.
He wanted to say hello.
Typically when we say we understand why our parents are the way they are, we understand it from like a we think we understand it from a certain perspective, but with what you're saying is you could literally feel and see the struggle that your mom had, your dad had. So now you have a newfound understanding. And it's like, damn, I know I was being a little difficult, but damn, I can really see that you were doing the best that you could.
Exactly. But
Damn.
like to my core, like every judgment I had about them lifted. I had nothing but compassion and tears. Like I just wanted to get back, and I was like, I just want to be with my family. And I had several deaths that had happened. My godmother had passed away less than a year ago, and then I had another aunt that passed away right after. So I was just like, I'm like, oh my God. And then it showed me the value of the time that we have here while we're in this physical reality. And it's like, it goes by just like that. So I was like, I want to spend as much time with the people that I love
Mm,
so much. And I'm like, and when I came out of it, that's all I thought about. I was like, I would sit with people. So this is where the craziness came, not craziness, I hate to say craziness. This is also what happened as a result
mhm.
because I feel like my heart chakra was like blasted open.
Yeah.
Every time I sat with people, I just thought, oh my gosh, this is not going to be forever.
Yeah.
And
That's
literally, I
true.
would sit with people and like I'd get full of tears. And this happened for months after. Like I was just in constant like emotions. Like I was just feeling everything, every single emotion ever. And I think because I had suppressed a lot of my feelings for so long,
Mm,
it was just like because there was like a tiny part of me that was always like caring, but a lot of me was very like hardcore, like like masculine energy, gotta get shit done, no time for thinking, no time for feelings. But this was like, okay, slow down and cry. And not only that, then it's also I got into a deep depression off and on since then because I want to say deep depression for that long, but what spirit showed me is I had struggled with depression for many months. They showed me until I think I started when I was 8, this
mhm.
sadness, this really deep sadness. And as I got older, I learned how to just kind of function, right? Like function. And I felt those deep, deep moments of depression where I got scared that I was like, I had to call a friend. Like, I think I might need to call 911. Like, I'm thinking horrible thoughts.
Mm,
And like, I think there were like many, there not many, like maybe 3 or 4 moments that I felt that deep and that scary deepness. I even went to my doctor. I was like, something's wrong. And she's like, you need to let us know when this happens.
mm,
But then, in December, I remember asking Spirit, like, why? And Spirit's like, you've had these feelings, but you've pushed them down, and we want you to feel it and we want you to get out of it. We
yeah.
want you to work through it. And we want you to process why you thought that. And as the weeks went on, I was able to identify the root, which started when I was 8 years old.
Mm,
And I don't know why eight, but it showed me when I was eight that I imprinted the emotion that I was alone, that
mm,
I didn't have anyone. And that also spirit showed me like a lot of people who struggle with depression, they think they're alone. They
yeah.
don't think they have anyone that loves them.
Yeah.
So it was just like, oh my God. And when I saw that, I was like, and then, of course, I started processing that I'm not alone. Like, I can't believe I've been thinking that subconsciously, right? My body, I'm a subconscious mind coach. I understand my body accepted that. That's why I struggled with moments where I slept all day. There were moments where I didn't want to get out of bed. There were moments, it was like I was overachiever, but then I wasn't. Then I
Yeah.
was like, I hate lazy might not be the best choice of words, but I just didn't want to do
You
anything.
wouldn't do nothing, yeah.
So it was just like crazy. But then thank God there was light. And I want to say the last time I felt that was in December, and I don't remember. I have not felt that since. That deep sadness. I
Mm,
do feel the emotions where I sit with somebody. I'm like, oh my God, I'm like, this life is so short. I just want to
yeah.
be with them. That still comes up from time to time. But the deep, deep sadness is, thank God, knock on wood, not there anymore. Or I don't know where it is, but it's not. I haven't felt
I
it.
really, I wonder since and correct me if I'm wrong, you said it started at 8. So I wonder if it has something to do with your parents then, like a particular moment. Of course, we're not gonna remember like that thing when we're 8 years old, but maybe something that you experience emotion wise, you subconsciously suppressed it, carried on, and then just kind of trailed that, through your time. Um, and then seeing and feeling your parents' emotions and why they were the way they are, and understanding from that perspective, you like, oh, okay, so actually I wasn't alone in that period. They were just dealing with their own thing.
Exactly.
Mm,
Exactly. And then one thing spirit showed me when I was in my mother's womb was I felt unwanted. And my mom felt horrible to feel that way because she wasn't ready. She was
mm.
going through, I don't want to say poverty, but kind of poverty. She was coming to this country with nothing.
Oh, so
With
she was coming at that time.
She was pregnant and she actually traveled
Interesting.
through like the border to get to the US.
Holy
We're from
shit.
Peru, but I guess that was the way, the passageway. And for some reason I felt that she felt bad because she felt like horrible that she did not feel that connection. And I think that may have started it, but that for whatever reason, 8 years old was the imprint. And like you said, my parents were going through their own demons, their own problems, their own troubles. And they were young, they were in their 20s with three
Yeah,
kids. So I I internalized whatever they were going through as I don't have them, I don't have anybody. And I know that's obviously not the case,
right.
but we don't, that's how our little young minds process things. And then my body accepted it. Then over the years, I would, as our subconscious mind is, right? We look for proof. I
Yeah.
look for proof of why I'm alone, why I'm not loved. So it was like a constant, constant, constant thing. That's all I looked for. Everything that was said and done, oh, they must not love me. They must not this. It was insane.
You get me emotional talking about this.
Ah, it's a lot. It is.
How do you navigate the relationship with your parents now? Like, yeah, you didn't like once you understood before ayahuasca that your parents they're here in their own soul contract, blah blah blah. That's a new relationship. But now understanding from like a soul level and seeing and feeling when you're in the womb and your mom traveling, your parents traveling here and understanding like she's kind of having to suppress and take on that masculine. Just got to get this done, make sure my family is good. How is that relationship now?
Completely different. Completely different. One thing is like saying, yeah, I'm good. I understand it's not about me. But one
Mm-hmm.
thing is like literally, like they could say something and I'm like, I just laugh. Like I almost think it's humorous where in the past I'd be like, you see, she said this and this,
Mm-hmm.
now I'm mad. Now I'm upset.
Mm-hmm.
Give me one
No,
second.
he's good. He's good. Gosh, this is a powerful episode. I'm loving this. Hope you're all having a great day. This is a fresh Sunday episode. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe, like, and share. This is when you cue the elevator music. This is contrast. I need to get some elevator music. That'd be dope, yo. That'd be dope. No, so if anybody who's listening wants to be on a podcast, feel free to reach out. Richard Farmer. Wait, what is my email? I'll put it underneath the description. But if you would like to be a guest on the show, I would love to have you.
Okay, sorry about that.
No, you are golden. You're golden.
So yeah, it's different. It's different. It is. One thing is saying it because there's the whole faking it till you make it,
Yeah.
right? Which serves you to some extent. But when you really heal at your core, like literally at my core, nothing they say I take personal.
Mhm.
And you catch yourself like, oh, and old me would have reacted this way. Now I'm just like,
Yeah. Because
and
you
then
understand it, you get
it
it.
gets it gets crazy because of course it spills out into other areas. So then I started looking back and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so embarrassed because I can't believe I blamed them for so much.
Hmm.
Like I'm like, it's almost not humorous, but you gotta laugh at yourself. I was like, I tell my friends like I had to grow up, like literally, like I'm like, ooh, boo hoo, right? Like I
Yeah.
had to grow up, like kind of like it's kind of like I make humor. I think that helps me.
Hmm.
I don't want anybody to think that they should make humor about their past.
Right.
However, when you get this like deep, deep healing, it becomes like it's not a big deal.
It's
It's
not
like
you understand it. Because the way I've been like understanding this is it's like the source, the universe, God is in that unconditional love mode. And it's like whatever you're going through or however you feel, we're gonna love you. Love you. You're perfect. Every single way.
that makes me emotional.
Cause it's because I how do you it's easy to judge, it's easy to point the finger. Um, but as the love and energy, because for example, a person could take an old lady's purse and so also be like, I still love you, you're still great in my eyes. That's just what you chose to do. That's you, but I still love you. And I'm going to continue to love you. And if you can operate from the heart space and fully just because like you said, you noticed that you don't get triggered the same way you did before, but now it's like you have this source lens of everything now. It's like, okay, you operating from the program still, but I see it playing out, but I'm holding space for love. So also I'm helping you in your journey subconsciously. You don't know it, but internally I'm helping. That's dope.
It exactly. You're holding space for them because even if they're crazy and you're not reacting, they're just like it's almost like then they slow down and they're like, wait a minute, maybe what I said was not right. That's
Mm-hmm.
nice. But there's forgiveness on so many levels too. There were more people that I forgave that I didn't know I held grudges, and I'm just like, I feel not. I love and light, love and light, love and light. Like, but from my core, like really,
Because
I
family is a big trigger.
yeah.
Is
It, Biggest lessons for many of us.
So I'm kind of in the same situation with my brother at the moment. Done some things that you wouldn't think a sibling would do to you, but then still navigating that. But then understanding from his perspective on a soul level, like this is part of your soul contract. You're operating from a certain program, and I can create boundaries, but create it with love, but still hold space with love. And I've noticed, like you said, when things arrive, I'm not getting triggered. I'm like, oh, okay, that's just the character you're playing right now. It is what it is. I'll still hold space though. Family is a tricky thing.
I believe that's the biggest lesson, our biggest lessons. And not many people, I can't speak for everyone's soul
Mm-hmm.
contracts, but not many people understand how impactful it is for, because it's kind of like a trickle like effect, right? It's
Yeah.
yourself. I feel like it's yourself, your family, then others,
Mm-hmm.
but some people are just like, nope, throw that to the side. Let's say they'll cut off their family. And I know that's one of my, as I'm talking to this, I'm getting like maybe like downloads, like maybe that should be your pivot, right?
Yeah.
But I know that's my thing. I always wanted to heal that. That was not everyone has the same goal, but I know that was something that I've always wanted to do. Like my family is my number one value. And I didn't want to leave this earth not having forgiveness. Like,
Yeah. Because
yeah.
I had a situation with my mother, where father transition. I think I was 12. I think I was 12. Yeah. And then we was living in the shelter, living in hotels, and the incident happened where a old friend of hers was staying in the hotel with us, and she ended up like attacking me, beating me, blah blah blah. My mom did nothing, so not I resented her subconsciously for a very long time, and then I had a conversation. I'm like, just I just need to one, I need to understand from her perspective and just talk it through. And then she explained and she apologized. Like, oh, if I didn't have this conversation, I was still stubborn and you eventually transitioned. I would have felt so fucking bad that we didn't talk and I didn't forgive you. But then who am I to say, like, you was wrong? You was operating from you're a single mother raising two boys. I couldn't even imagine. And you was going through depression at the time. I can't even imagine what you was going through. Couldn't
It's
even
hard.
imagine.
It's hard. I can't even imagine. I mean, I'm saying like I haven't been homeless, so I can't even imagine what she went through being homeless because being a mom, you have a lot of guilt as it is.
Mm-hmm.
Being a single mom, I feel like it's traumatic. Being single mom and homeless, I can't even imagine
Yeah.
what she went through.
And then it's like, and then obviously the parent can be like, "Do you know what I went through? What I'm going through? Blah blah blah." And it's like you can't say that, obviously, but it's like, and also you help them have a peace of mind. It's like, okay, he or she understands it. Like I was literally doing the best that I
Yeah,
could. Like, yeah, I probably wasn't as loving and nurturing, but I did it in what I knew how to,
yeah,
which is dope. And then like now our relationship, now I'm like, you the coolest person ever. Like I wish we was buddies before. Like now I love chatting with you. Now I love like we have our own little banter. Like if we go out when we go out for food, like now she's getting a drink with me now. And it's like, oh, you lighten up now. You ain't used to get a drink with me before. Like there's those little things. I think it's interesting too, what you mentioned about because it's true. Like we know we don't have that much time here because it's all really like a blip. But it's like truly being present in those relationships. Like if you go into a family cookout, like be present. Because
yeah,
yeah, you thinking, okay, it's gonna be another one we do this often. But like, no, these are times that we need to like really take in and appreciate.
yeah. It's true. We chose to be a part of the family, right? Like we've probably came here through different lifetimes with them, right? So
Yeah. Yeah.
that's another thing. I mean, I know everybody doesn't feel the same, and that's okay.
Of
It's
course.
this will resonate with who it resonates with. But I do believe that there's so many broken individuals because of the generational stuff, which is the family relationships. Broken, broken, broken people. I mean, it's a lot. And that's where the healing, I believe, has to take place, starting with themselves, obviously, but in the forgiveness of the past, of the parents, their parents and their parents, and things like that.
I didn't know this episode would be this emotional. Jeez.
I know, I know. I'm like, oh, I get emotional every time I talk about this, right? It's
But
deep.
it is deep. I feel like these are conversations that need to be had. Somebody who's listening to this is probably something they needed to listen to,
Yeah, for
which is
sure.
which is amazing. Guys, if you're going through anything, this is a safe space and everything is going to be okay. Source loves you, universe, God, whatever you connect to in a higher power, it loves you unconditionally. It wants you to have the best life possible. You're supposed to live in abundance and be happy and create the best life for yourself possible. I want to pivot a little bit because I feel like it's a lot I want to discuss with you.
Yes, absolutely.
Now, we was chatting about letting go of the idea of how things are supposed to go, right? One thing, and I think me and you relate to this similarly, is in the terms of like the job aspects of, so for you, for example, and of course we won't go into detail, but navigating the your business and the 9 to 5, but also navigating the 9 to 5 as a person who knows that they create their reality. That's another job in a sense. And I caught myself falling into almost a victim mindset when I first got out here. Because I was like, I don't deserve, like it was a job I was working at and it was low vibrational. And it was hard for me to maintain my frequency. And I felt myself going, just playing victim. I said, nope, nope, we are not doing this. We either go script a different reality or find gratitude in this while we pivot. But what you're not going to do is stay in this low vibrational mindset. Fast forward, I'm in a space that exactly what I scripted. High frequency people, great culture, great environment, everything I asked for. And I'm even more grateful of the past reality because it set it up for it to be exactly this. So if I didn't have that, I wouldn't be here. So that was like a pit stop for me to go through to continue to gratitude, continue to script until the next. Because I always look at reality as like as the play. They're setting up the props. It's taking the next reality is taking a little bit longer because they have the painting the background thing to make it exactly how it is. So that's how I look at things now. But navigating the 9 to 5 while holding up vibration is, like I said, it's another job. I'm curious, like how are you managing things, like because you business 9 to 5, mom, spiritual warrior. Mm.
That's a great question. So what I'm hearing from you is similar to my journey. Spirit was showing you
Mm-hmm.
contrast where you didn't want to, where not necessarily didn't want to be in, but your vibration just didn't match. So
Yeah,
you didn't fit there. And you
yeah,
felt it. I know I felt it at my core where I was.
yeah.
Where I was, I felt it at my core. I don't belong
I
here.
don't belong here at
The
all.
money was looking amazing, right? On paper, I belong. Well, I thought I belong. I should. Why am
Yeah,
I not here? The money, the like, all I kept thinking the money, and then Spirit was like, it's not about that. It's not about that.
yeah.
And I'm just like, my core was like, I can't be here. I can't, like, literally every day, it was like, I couldn't, it got to a point where I couldn't sleep at night that I was like, I need to get out.
I was the same. I was the same.
And for me, I remember I'm a single mom. So I'm like, well, I'm like, what's like, what do I do? I don't have a backup.
Yeah.
So I mean, in while I was in it, I found little things that were like trainings. I was like, all right, let me think about becoming a closer. That'll be fast cash out of here.
Mhm.
I joined a great, amazing program that taught me valuable skills in everything. So I was like, okay, all right, spirit. I even took a closer role for a minute. It was like a setter role,
Yeah.
learned the industry. I said, spirit, I'm not supposed to be a closer or a setter. Now I know what to do in my business. Cool.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So then, that was a distraction away for the from the contrast, right?
Yeah.
So then that was gone because I was like, that's not for me, but I have this amazing training that I'm going to apply to my business. Then as the days pass, weeks pass, I was like, I can't do this no more. Literally, I one day to the next, I was like, I'm quitting.
Yeah.
I don't have a backup plan and I'm quitting. I literally quit. I was like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? I quit. You quit. You can't collect unemployment, which wasn't the plan anyways. I kind of wanted to quit with pride. I don't think I've ever done that.
Yeah.
I left places, but I didn't leave. I've always had a backup. This time I had no backup. And I was like, okay, something's going to happen. Something inside is going to happen. That's when I had already, around that time, I had already decided to do ayahuasca for the second time out of nowhere, which I told you I was never going to do. One day out of the blue, I said, I'm going to do it. So that was in April. I was like, ayahuasca was in May. So I was like, ayahuasca is going to show me, it's going to show me the answer. For now, I'm going to just go with the flow. Literally, as soon as I quit within a week, I had like people hitting me up on my
Yeah.
resume. I was like, okay, all right. That's the universe saying you made the right choice.
Yup.
Took a contract job, sales job. I was like, this is easy. I'm doing it. It felt right at the moment. Did it for a couple weeks. Then I was like, no, this isn't it. Left that, had something else lined up. Jumped literally, I was just like, I felt like
Yeah.
Mario Brothers, like jumping on little different like things, hitting little money or
Yeah,
whatever.
that's dope.
Ayahuasca, I did the journey. The biggest lesson I took from ayahuasca was, so remember I told you the first journey I had was so traumatizing. Like I was in pain for months, right?
Mhm.
Afterwards I wasn't, but whatnot. Night one, I took such little dosage because I was fearful. I didn't
Yeah.
want to do it. So Saturday morning, before I did the ayahuasca, I broke out in a panic and anxiety attack, crying. I did not want to take it, vomited it,
Oh
fell
man.
asleep. They were like, if you don't, if you throw up, you don't feel anything in 15 minutes, we're going to have to give you a second dosage. I was like shaking, crying. I didn't want to do it. Fell asleep for 3 hours. They woke up. They said, nope, it wasn't meant for you to do it again. So the
Mhm.
last journey came on night and it took me about a half an hour. Finally did double dosages. Um, the lesson was, so when I did that, the most, I had the most beautiful journey in the world.
Love that.
Hard to put into words. I know I was in different dimensions,
Mhm.
seeing how everything is happening at the same time.
Uh,
It was amazing. And Spirit said to me, look at how you and your body responded because you thought this experience was going to be based on your past.
mm,
And look at what happened when you let go. So I took that. I said, I grabbed that little lesson and I took it to where I was from May. I said, nope, I'm letting go. I'm letting go. Literally, like I just got presented with multiple opportunities
come on, come on,
with amazing salaries.
come on.
I still have yet decided. I'm at a place where I get to decide what I want.
Yeah,
Also
I'm
feel
getting
really
goosebumps if
amazing
you
in
say
my
this.
it's insane. Feel really amazing in my business, but again, even that I'm just like I don't know if this is what I want to do. So
Yeah.
spirit is saying take a step back and receive just like you've been receiving. So
Mm.
there's no rush right now. I don't know what avenue I'm moving into or pivoting to, but it's something that is impactful, something that I know that people need, and it's on a larger scale. I just don't know what that looks like right now. But I'm letting go.
feel like I feel like that's a common theme of the letting go
Yes.
aspect of it because like you said, the job that you was in before that it just didn't resonate. You're not forced to be there, right? You're there because money. We need money to survive.
Yes.
But you trusting and saying, okay, either way, I'm solid. I'm just gonna leave this place. And then source is like, bet, here's what we've been trying to give you. You're now in a space to receive it because you're trusting
Yes.
us.
Absolutely. But I must say, and something I want to stress to people, because I'm all about masculine energy too, right? The feminine is the receiving. I must say, I was taking action. So while I was in that contrast, I invested in those skills that are marketable, that are what
Yeah,
helped me. And also when I let go of that job, of course, I updated the resume. I was
right.
I was shooting out resumes. There were times every day I was shooting out resumes, but there
That's
was
my
no
way.
stress. It was like, all right, I ain't got time for that cover letter. It looks good. I'm gonna send it.
Yeah.
Like I was consistently, like I wasn't waiting
For
for
the
things to
opportunity
happen.
to come
I
to
was
you.
taking action and
Right.
trusting.
Right.
You take action and you trust. And even I got, I'm gonna laugh because I got myself into this contract job for insurance for a bit. And
Mm.
it wasn't the best choice, but
Yeah.
it was fun. I was
Yeah.
like, it just showed me how fun things can be.
Yep.
It was just, yeah. So we're bringing it back to what you're saying. It's like letting go, even if you're in a place that you're like, this isn't for me, like, how can I make this fun? How can I make this the best, but move
Exactly.
forward as well?
Exactly. It's interesting. I feel like we're going through the same thing which is I feel like every time we catch up and chat, it's like we kind of going through the same kind of transition, abundance, reality. Because I was applying to like I've never applied so many freaking jobs in my life. Like every day you wake up applying, it's like, I know I'm too good for this role, but need some money right now. We go just do it. But I think me even operating from that space delayed some things because it's showing I'm not worthy. I'm coming from a place of lack and I'm not coming from a place of abundance. And I had I had a job offer for an interview, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna take this. Not even an hour later, I get home and it's the job I'm at now. It's the one I really wanted because it just seemed like the energy and everything was dope. Because I like working in tech because there's a lot of fucking money in tech
Mhm.
sales. It's the one I wanted. So paraphrase, company reached out in June. They paused the hiring process. They wasn't sure if they wanted to, because it was a new role. They want to make sure it makes sense so they can implement it in other countries. Blah blah blah. Froze it. I was like, shit, I don't want to do anything else. I really want to do this job. So the job I said yes to, I'll take it. The person reached back out to me an hour later, and I said, damn, because I just said, okay, we just go. Then the reality popped up. Now I kid you not. I'm going in the city. I'm going to office every day. Technology crazy. They pay they have a office in London. They paying for my hotel and train to go there for conferences to promote and market and blah blah blah. Like I was just saying, I want to go to London. Like everything I remember saying I want it. It's all in this company. It's people who are like I'm having conscious conversations with. I was saying I want to work in a space where it's like-minded individuals like me. And I'm finding myself having these conversations. I'm like, damn, I was just talking about this. Everything I wanted is in this company. In this company. And it just, I don't know, just I've been really because even through that period, I felt like it was triggering me also because like last year before I moved, damn, yeah, last year before I moved out here, I lost my job in my apartment in the same week. And I was fine. I was like, yeah, I'm good. Don't know what the hell is going to happen, but we solid, we straight. I know that something big is going to happen. And fast forward, I understood why. But for some reason, this was triggering me. Like I don't know how reality works. I'm like, Richard, is maybe I'm not fully on a soul level believing what I'm saying and what I know. But then it shifted me to okay, you need to practice more gratitude. You slipping on your gratitude. So I would because I live um on a marina. And so I would go out and I'd be like, I'm grateful for this. I'm grateful for I like to script it because it's the parking garage we got. They got like some fancy ass cars. So I'll just play around with reality and I say, oh, man, I get to drive my Ferrari today and just like try to find that gratitude to keep my vibration until something happened. And it just reminded me that you're not appreciating what you have. You looking at it from a place of lack. So I say this to say, guys, gratitude, when they say attitude of gratitude, I understand people say, oh, it's a cliche. No, you need to practice gratitude every single day, every single pocket. It could be like, for example, Friday I was commuting to the city and the bus was free. But before I left, I said, Source, show me I'm open to receiving the many forms of abundance. I get on the bus, buddy, like, it's free today. I'm like, damn. And I just felt like super happy. I'm like, oh, that's really dope. Like, if you don't appreciate that small thing, then more things won't come. So
Yeah.
you gotta be grateful for everything. Just even you waking up, your cat or your dog coming over to get love, freaking the ability to take a shower. Like, there's so much to be grateful for.
Everything, even like the people, like, because we've been through similar journeys in the sense that you're applying. I remember back a month ago, I applied to a job and I was like, oh, I think I want it. I didn't
Mhm.
end up getting it. And now I'm like, I remember at that time, I was like, I wasn't meant for me. And now looking back, I'm like, it definitely wasn't meant for me because I wouldn't have this. So
Oh,
even at the things that you thought you wanted and you don't get, be grateful because that was taken from you for a reason. What's for you is the creator is going to give you what's for you. If he took it away, that he took it away for a reason. So like that,
man.
the gratitude in the no's, the gratitude in the reject, I hate to label it rejection, but
Yeah,
sometimes we make it about rejection, but it's not. It's literally not for you.
not for
Even
you.
gratitude in that is big, big. And I feel like that's like a sales thing. I'm such a salesperson, right? The no's, you got to be happy about the no's because
Yeah.
they're close to their yes. Same thing. You got to be happy for the no's. You got to be happy for the relationships that don't last or the jobs. The last job that I had, I was like, thank God they were the
Yes.
way they were. Thank God I was so uncomfortable because I wouldn't be where I am today.
Oh.
I'd probably tolerate the uncomfortableness of the way it was.
Mm.
So gratitude in the things that other people may see as a bad thing or it's literally not. It's not. It's perspective. It's literally the energy behind it.
Source is trying to, not even trying to, what, like, things don't go how you want to go, it goes even better. But breaking that down even further, Source is like, okay, you could see it one way. So let's say, for example, our situation, we want to work for the the most awesomest sales company in the world, right? And so it's like, okay, I hear you, but I'm gonna make this even more magnificent because I can see it in a different way that you can. So if you just hold on, no, I got you. Just let me set this up for you. And that's implied to every single thing. Oh, you didn't get oh, I didn't get the amount of clients I wanted this month. But then maybe something happens next month where you end up being invited to a retreat and you establish all these relationships and now things are taking off. But that retreat was the extra fluff that Source wanted to provide for you, and you wouldn't have had that before. Like it's those little things.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Like every single thing is divine order. Even negative emotions. So one thing I've been doing with clients and with people I know, it's like, let's say, like for example, I remember sharing with a friend about how I was feeling.
Mhm.
And she gets into this mode of starting to tell me how, oh, well, maybe you should do this, maybe you should do that. And I said, I don't think so. I think I'm exactly where I need to be. I think I'm
Yeah.
supposed to. Creator wants me to feel these emotions. I don't need to change. Like
Hmm.
I literally I've had this strong connection with these days with this a deity named Kali. So I thought of her and she's like, no, I don't need to change. I can be in this space and this is what I'm supposed to be in right now and that's okay. So
Hmm.
whatever you're feeling too as well, right? Like yes, we want to feel gratitude, but maybe if that moment we're feeling some type of resistance,
Hmm.
maybe that there's something in that.
Yeah.
Don't dismiss it. There's something in that, right? It's just
Hmm.
like, okay, if I'm not feeling good today, well, maybe I'm supposed to feel this way.
Hmm.
What will it look like if I let go and just sit in
Hmm.
these emotions? When you do that, you give yourself permission and then you let go, as opposed to, no, I need to do this when I'm feeling this way, and I need it. So there's resistance in trying to
Mhm.
be there when you're here.
This is
Does
a
that make
message for me right now. Yeah, don't trust me.
sense?
This makes sense. That's how I feel today, to be
I
honest
had
with
a feeling it was going to be
you.
many people, because that's one thing I always, in the work that I do, it's like I don't want anyone to ever think, first of all, to shame any negative emotion, because negative
Right.
emotion serves us. It's a
Right.
key to unlocking something. When you unlock that, oh snap, that's tied to the past. If I
Yeah.
didn't feel this emotion, if I didn't sit with this and let it bother the hell out of me, I wouldn't have realized that that came from my dad when he did this, whatever. You know, now you know how to work with it. Like, okay, now I know I need to heal that, or I want to heal it, right? I always tell people we have free will. You don't have to do crap. You
Right.
don't want to heal. If you want to be as you are, it's okay.
Right.
Creator loves you regardless, like you said.
Right.
It's up to you. It's just really, really like understanding, like, regardless, everything is okay. All is as it should be. That's some that's something that is like, when you start to understand that, you're like, oh my gosh, even time, right? Us
Mhm.
thinking, like, I know for you and for me, we have the business, and then we still have we have the 9 to 5, that
Yeah.
we're here for a reason.
Yeah.
Who's to say we like, it doesn't matter whether we're here 1 month, 2 months, 5 years, 10 years, it doesn't matter. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like, let go of how that is supposed to look, the time frame, right? Because I know that trips me up.
Struggling with that. I'm really
It trips me up, and I have to literally
struggling.
I have to remind myself, like, no, I'm good. Maybe this will last, maybe this won't. It's okay. I stop putting deadlines and stop doing. I used to do 5-year goals, 3-year goals,
Mm.
1-year goals. Now it's 90 days, because I'm like, I don't know who I'm gonna be in 90 days from now.
Mm.
I don't know what I'm gonna want. I don't want to be so rigid in what I thought I wanted, because the more I let go, the more I'm realizing what I thought I wanted isn't what I wanted.
Isn't
So
what I want.
we don't know. We're shifting and moving so fast, on a collective level. So many of us, right? So many of us, what we used to want, we don't
Mm.
want anymore.
No.
And or some people still chasing that, and they're like, even though it doesn't feel good, they're like, something's not right. I want this, but it doesn't feel good anymore. Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because I was kind of, guys, that's kind of why I've been on a hiatus with the podcast, because it wasn't like I wasn't excited anymore, and like if I'm doing it at a space of I have to do it, then I feel like I'm cheating people out of what I set when I started this podcast. So guys, that's why I've kind of been on that hiatus with creating. But I think as well, like you said, letting go of how you think things should be ran. And so I'm still playing around with that. And now I'm kind of just focused on what I want to talk about, not what I think people want to hear. And that's what the oh, I want to record now. I want to get back to that space. So I think when you said that, I was like, damn, that is me right now.
What came up? I know. I'm usually that's the way it works, by the way. When I channel in sessions, I just say things that come up. So maybe it was for you. Definitely sure this for many people.
Mhm. It's just I don't know, that letting go, that's really sticking with me because I saw something similar yesterday of like you said, letting go of how you think things are supposed to go. And now I'm excited to see, and maybe this is how Source feels with like, okay, I want to create something like what's the next creation after this? Kind of like in that childlike state. So I feel like I'm back in that childlike state again, where the curiosity and I want to create, I want to play, I want to do this, I want to do that is flowing. Um, but me allowing myself to get back to that versus while I was holding myself in. So this life is crazy. It's a beautiful life, but it's this shit crazy.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Also, I think what's coming up too is
Oh, what's up, handsome
your
boy?
he wants to say hello.
Look at you.
You're so
Oh,
baby.
even more cuter in person.
Oh my goodness, this is my favorite. Um, right now, I feel like okay, so what I'm seeing right now is like tumbling down.
Yeah.
Belief systems tumbling down. Not only belief system, desires of what you thought or you wanted is tumbling down.
Yeah.
And that's a little scary because, what we know is the desires we've been chasing for so long.
Right.
But once that's gone, it's like, oh my gosh, then what do I want?
Exactly.
It's like, and that kind of scary because that's the unknown. And right now, it's important for you to let go, let go, let go, let go, and just really receive. Let spirit tell you what the next step is.
I believe that. I feel like this happened last time we recorded too.
I have to listen. I remember talking about some things, but I don't remember exactly what it was. But definitely, we listen, we shift and change. I feel like I'm a different person since that time.
Facts.
I'm like, that's why I'm like, I feel like a different person from last year. Like, it's like nonstop changes.
I love this. I love this. Um, I feel like I've been emotional this whole episode. Magaly, I always ask this last question to my guests. What would your message be to humanity during this time?
Give yourself more grace and compassion. Give yourself a lot of love. The more love you give yourself, the more compassion you give yourself, you free up a lot of energy. And that's spirit wants that for all of us because when we do that, we hear them more. They
Mm.
guide us more. And you spread love.
Guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode just as much as I did recording it. Magali, we're gonna have to have you on before I think I'm leaving this like in a year or some change. We'll have to have
Definitely.
you on again. Thank you so much for taking the time. Guys, I will provide her services in the description below. Um, Please feel free to follow, um, book a session with her, and if you feel called to, like, share, subscribe, comment, all that funny jazz. There's a fresh Sunday episode. Um, it is 2:53 in England right now, and hope you have a great day.
Bye bye, everyone.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.